Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Score Podcast. Today we have Johann finally in the studio.
Yay!
Asked to be referred to as a crone.
That's right. I'm not an old alumna. I am a crone.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm Johann Lindig, and I went to school here when dinosaurs roamed the earth in 1984 and 86.
And funnily enough, our 49ers theme is dinosaurs.
It is, but legends are going to walk where the dinosaurs were.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
So thanks for having me, David.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
We did chat a little bit about what I wanted to talk about, and I do want to talk a little bit about how I came to be at Tech and sort of what attracted me here. And then what I went on to do with it, maybe a little bit, and end up with just a little bit about the ways I've been able to give back as well to New Mexico Tech and to students. So, first of all, it's an honor to be in the K-Tech studio that's actually in the hole in Fitch, and it does not look at all like the party place we knew. It looks like an actual studio, so congratulations.
Thank you.
The people who know me have heard this story before, but I came to New Mexico Tech from Mississippi. I grew up in a small town with a public university, and everybody kind of assumed that I would go to school there. My dad was a researcher. My mom taught. My sister went to school there. But I had been planning probably since junior high how to get out of there. And so I had looked at a lot of schools that were further away. That was part of my main goal, was to study science or engineering and to get away from home. And I had gotten a call from a recruiter from New Mexico Tech, and he said, come out and visit. So my dad and I drove out from Mississippi, a 2-day trip, and we drove into Socorro in the evening, and we're sitting at Pizza Hut having a very, very depressed dinner because we kind of looked around at Socorro, and I remember thinking, oh, shit, what am I going to do now? Yikes, I need a plan B. But my dad, he was very kind, and he said, well, let's just see. Let's go to campus tomorrow, and let's just see. And that's when I met faculty members and saw other students and got a chance to see the campus, and I was sold. I mean, I could not wait to get out here. I got 2 degrees. I could have stayed forever. I know you're ready to blow this place, David.
I'm ready to go.
I know.
But I'm sure that after a little bit, I'll miss it.
I hope you can come back. Well, I also want to let you know, you got to get some speed up and some energy, or you can't break the Socorro barrier. And there's tons of old techies in this town to prove me right?
I'm making a strong commitment to break that.
Good luck.
I want to go to medical school, so I have. There's no medical school here. So
that's not right. But, you
out.
could be close, or,
True.
Who knows?
Or maybe I'll come back and be a doctor.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'll tell you, this community could really use that.
Yeah.
They need some help here.
I work in the emergency room, and they're like, I love working there because it's like it's a very team. It feels a lot like a team and family kind of vibe.
Oh, that's really great. That's great.
Yeah.
No, and this is the kind of place that really needs some help with health and stuff. So anyway, I went on to work, and I became a consultant relatively early in my career because I moved to California and hired some consultants and was really impressed with the work they did. And then when I got out of LA, they hired me. So I've been a consultant most of my life. The first part of it was in the Silicon Valley. I had a consulting company that did product development. So how do you translate customer input into really highly technical product requirements?
Right.
And so I used to help clients do that. I used to work in really sexy businesses like vacuum pumps and leak detectors. And, I think I worked in a couple of thin film head manufacturing plants. And, we made some really cool, sexy stuff. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. And I think one of the things that tech helped me with was there were a lot of people in the Silicon Valley in the early 90s, mid 90s. And I did have a nice network of people I went to college with, which was really cool. And I was just talking to a classmate in the Fire and Ice coffee shop who I had run into. I was doing some consulting for Visa in Austin, Texas, and I looked.
Like the credit card company?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, they don't really do the credit cards. They manage the entire system for every financial transaction happening. In fact, if you walk into Visa's headquarters in Foster City, California, they have a monitor that shows, on average, 32 million transactions a second around the world. Somebody is using a Visa card.
32 million a second.
32 million a second. So
Damn.
they manage the system
Yeah.
that does transactions like that. Anyway, I looked in the conference room next door, and there was Joel Brooke King, somebody I'd gone to school with in the early 80s. So there's a nice network of techies out there, and you never know where you're going to stumble across one. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I moved to Colorado, about 20 years ago, and was trying to figure out what was next. My husband got transferred. We had little kids. And an old business partner called me and said, "Hey, I'm doing this teaching for Stanford. Why don't you come do this with me?" So I became an instructor for Stanford Center for Professional Development, which was really fun. I got to teach on campus. I also got to travel the world. And, there's just a cachet to the name. But I think it's kind of nice to think that somebody from New Mexico Tech actually was able to translate, what I knew from here into teaching, people who are probably way much smarter than I am in a lot of things. But it was really a good gig. And then I've spent the last 10 years of my life probably consulting to colleges and universities all over the country, most of them in financial trouble. Therefore, I have not consulted at New Mexico Tech because
Maybe you should.
Actually, I really think the direction tech is going right now is very healthy.
Now with Mike Jackson, I agree.
Oh, man. So we've started recruiting people out of state again. I just went to a college fair in Aspen and got to meet some potential techies. My vibe, my techie radar definitely told me that some of these kids would be successful here. I mean, and then, I've just had the opportunity to work with advancement quite a bit. My best friend Brian and I have endowed a scholarship, and we've done a lot of fundraising. And that kind of brings us to what I'm here for this weekend with you. We're partnering on the Story Slam to co-sponsor. It's going to be great. I cannot wait.
I'm very excited.
I am too. I'm sad that Frank Edscorn's not going to be able to MC, but I think Steve Simpson, the dean of
Steve Simpson is?
Yeah, Steve Simpson's is College of Arts and Sciences, who's also, quite frankly, the sponsor of Athena Scientifica. He has been a huge ally for us. Yeah.
That's funny. He's also our main, he's
the guy.
Yeah, what's it called? He's our faculty advisor for K-Tech.
Now listen, he is really committed to not just the learning, but also the life. At Tech.
Yeah, it's thanks to him that we got the studio. Actually.
Absolutely. And so he's very committed, I think, to making sure that not just are you going to learn a lot of good stuff from smart people, but you're going to have a good experience here. And so I'm willing to do whatever Steve Simpson is into. So we're going to partner. We're going to raise a bunch of money on Saturday afternoon. We're going to tell some crazy stories. Hopefully we have some students come tell some stories, because it's really, I mean, there's so many great stories from people who I went to school with, because we were so bad. We were so bad. We were naughty. We broke rules. Luckily, we never got hurt.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's because I don't know if you know your campus security people, but we used to know all of our campus security people. They would watch out for us,
yeah.
to make sure we stayed out of trouble.
Well, here's the thing. I think people are a lot scareder to say things like for a story slam nowadays because of the internet. So it's like, if they go on camera and they say a crazy story that they did, then it's out there. You know what I mean? Versus I feel like before the internet.
Oh, we could do all sorts of stuff.
And it's
we were
not
in a
out
bubble.
there.
No, it wasn't out there. But seriously, I hope a lot of the stories you hear about are stuff that people can talk about.
I hope so.
I mean, you have to be a little embarrassed about how foolish and silly we once were, but hey, we were.
Yeah.
So do you want me to tell you a real quick story?
Yeah.
Okay. So my best friend Brian and I and my college roommate, Angela, we had consumed some of the fungi that actually grew on the golf course. And so it sort of altered our consciousness, and
Like
we were
mushrooms
that might
you
be
found?
it. That might be what we're talking about.
Might be. Okay.
Might be. And so we're wandering the golf course, and it's late, and we're getting really thirsty. So we
Right.
go up to the pro shop, and there's a soda machine. There used to be a soda machine on the front porch. So we're going to grab a soda, and we find out that the guy who loaded the sodas forgot to lock the machine. Oh my God. We thought we had found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So we sent Brian back, and he brought a big black garbage bag and a suitcase, and he drove his car up to the pro shop with no lights on. And we freaking unloaded that machine. And we were all poor college students, but I had a refrigerator of sodas for the entire semester. I can't believe it. We thought we had won the lottery.
Criminals.
We were criminals. We were criminals. We were petty criminals.
Well, that's great. I bet it's a little bit easier to admit
to talk about it now.
To admit to the crimes when you're not still enrolled.
Possibly. But you know what? I think, just for...
We have to have immunity.
Well, I'm happy to give
for
it.
the story slam.
I'm happy to give it. You know what?
Immunity.
I will announce some immunity so that nobody may be prosecuted. You're right. The what is it? The time to charge us for a crime has long passed.
Yeah.
So that's
You're
right.
good.
The statute of limitations is long over.
Yeah.
But we'll give immunity. We're happy to give immunity.
Do you have that authority?
Of course I do.
Perfect.
Of course.
Perfect. So you can admit to virtually any crime.
You can.
During this. Okay.
Okay. The only thing we ask is, keep the cursing to a minimum.
All right.
I will admit there are some words that are not easily, swapped for something else. So if you have to use the crude word, feel free. We try not to do any hate talk or anything like that.
Yeah.
And no trashing anybody and or the school. That's all we ask. They have to be true. I would request that they have an emotional attachment to you. It could be happy, sad, scary, funny, whatever. But, make it a story that you kind of have that has changed you in some way or kind of you feel in your heart. So we want some emotional stories too.
There's definitely so many things that have happened with me and my friends here. So I'll have to think of one.
Well, I'll give you immunity, David. Yeah.
Well, if like Mike Jackson sees it, will he give me immunity?
Yes, he will. I guarantee it. I guarantee
Hopefully.
it. Mike, it's immunity here for this. Yeah.
Perfect.
You got to tell some stories.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right. We'll see you Saturday after the parade.
Yes. Everyone should go to the parade.
Not to be missed. Just saying, don't miss the parade.
There may or may not be some crazy stuff going on at the parade.
Crazy.
So definitely make sure to go to the parade. And then also, after the parade, head to Capitol Bar. 21 and under, welcome.
Yes.
And 21 and over, especially welcome.
And bring your money because this is a fundraiser for K-Tech and Athena Scientifica. We'll see you Saturday.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks, David.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys. Watch out for the video that should be live on Saturday starting at 12:30.
Absolutely.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.